Welcome to Bern, Switzerland. In the 14th century, Switzerland is beginning to form its national identity, shaped by decades of conflict with states in the Holy Roman Empire. In this conflict, the petty Swiss states, called cantons, united into a confederation. The Battle of Laupen takes place in 1339, when many of the Swiss cantons had not joined yet. One of these, Freiburg, was aligned with the Holy Roman Empire and marched on the canton of Bern, associated with the confederation. The Swiss cantons were all self-governing republics, unique for its time. This map shows the states of the 18th century, when many more had joined the Confederation. At this point, it was just Uri, Unterwalden, and Schwyz forming the Old Swiss Confederacy. All three of these cantons sent troops to aid the Bernese in the battle. There were 7,000 troops on the side of Bern, including 1,000 allies from the Swiss Confederacy. The Holy Roman Empire mustered a much larger force of 17,000 men, including 1,000 horsemen. These were drawn from Freiburg, as well as several other feudal territories in the Holy Roman Empire under the Habsburgs. The forest cantons drew up on the left, formed a defensive formation, while the Bernese held the center, while providing reserves and skirmishers. The skirmishers were armed with slings, bows, and crossbows, and were generally poorly armed, but would play an important role in the battle. The forest cantons formed the Igel, a tight hedgehog formation, which would prove deadly to cavalry. The force laid against the Bernese was much more numerous, including troops from the Holy Roman Empire and well-trained troops from the city of Freiburg. The main threat, however, was the cavalry on the right flank. They were only numbering 1,000. However, cavalry in this time period was very effective against infantry. They did, however, have many newly knighted cavalrymen who may not have been as effective. Regardless, they were an enormous risk to the Swiss and informed their strategy. The Bernese advanced their skirmishers to counter the move of the Holy Roman Empire. They readied their crossbows, bows, and slings. Little effect on target, the Bernese skirmishers retreat. The Bernese reserves, seeing this, however, decide to run from the battlefield, and they move to hide into the forest. This is troubling for the remaining troops, who are now even more outnumbered. However, they stand firm, and somewhat ironically, the forest cantons do not run into the forest. The cavalry move to charge the forest cantons, and the first combat of the battle begins. Soon, Freiburg and its allied troops retreat, unable to break through the Swiss pikes. Soon, only the cavalry remains, still fighting the forest cantons on the left. In a surprising show of discipline, the Swiss troops see this and reform to see off the cavalry. Battle of Laupen was an early example of infantry besting cavalry, a shift in warfare known as the Infantry Revolution. Warfare would come to be defined by the power of the inexpensive, humble infantrymen. Even with minor losses on both sides, this battle still was important in the history of Switzerland and warfare in general. In addition to its impact on the development of warfare, the victory of the cantons solidified the Swiss Confederacy, with Bern and Freiburg joining in the 1350s. The Holy Roman Empire would continue to threaten the Swiss for decades, and these conflicts shaped the Swiss national identity and their defensive, neutral foreign policy that defines them internationally to this day.